Hey, look at us with our fancy mic and our fancy beer.
Yeah, we drink fancy beer and fancy mics.
Stay tuned.
Yummy.
Hey, Beerocrats, I'm Paulette.
And I'm Eric.
And today we are doing Belgian Sours.
Yeah!
So excited. So last episode we did some German sours, the Berliner Weiss and the Gueuze. And those were delicious.
Yes, there was a...
And we are leaving Germany for Belgium.
Hello, Belgium!
And Belgium has a special place in my heart because Belgian beers are what introduced me to sours.
Really?
Yeah,
like history
like
here.
10, 11 years ago, and that's why Ryan and I spent our honeymoon there.
Aww.
And one of the very first places we hit was Cantillon. This is the brewery doing spontaneous fermentation in Brussels. Like they're like the OG guys. So today we're talking lambics and gueuzes, and we'll get into what that is exactly. But this is Cantillon. This is Timmermans. You'll see that they have corks inside because they're special beers.
And they're kind of quirky.
Kind of quirky. This one I looked up online because, these beers from Cantillon are, the type of thing that you share, you trade, you sell for a lot of money. And some dude in San Diego has this listed for $500.
Wow, that's a whole lot of San Diegeites.
I paid...
That's the currency they have in San Diego,
€6
in case you're not.
for this.
In case you don't know.
So that just goes to show how popular and, sought after these beers can be.
Okay, well, I'm hoping that you did not spend $500.
No, I spent €5.
€5?
Yes.
Okay.
Which is about $6.50.
$6.50 American.
American dollars.
€5.
Yeah.
Okay, well then, let's not do too much math. How about we do some drinking?
Let's do some drinking. All right, first up, we're talking lambics with the much sought after Cantillon Rosé de Gambrinus. This is a 2015. So lambics are spontaneously fermented.
What does that mean?
That means that they stick it in what's called a coolship, which is basically like a shallow bathtub.
Or a Millennium Falcon.
Big, shallow bathtub. And then whatever is floating in the air, they just let fall into it.
Ew.
And so,
what if somebody farts in there?
Well, I'm sure that happens.
Oh, man.
But the bacteria that floats in the air in Brussels, specifically in the Seine River Valley, is so special. This is why this has took off there for so many years. And then it creates this fantastic beer because what's indigenous to that area of the world, the water and the bacteria in the air, is a fantastic combination that creates these gorgeous beers. Better than stuck in barrels and you wait a year for them.
Come along and ride on a fantastic beer.
So a fruit lambic obviously has fruit in it. Raspberries or cherries are usually the most common.
Mm.
Yeah. So this one is a 2015 framboise, which is raspberries.
It's just a toddler beer.
We could have opened it anytime between the day we got it and 10 years from now. So we waited about 2 years for it.
Okay.
And damn.
This is some good shit, man.
Totally worth it.
Yep.
Totally worth it.
Where's it come from again?
Brussels.
Brussels sprouts.
Brussels in Belgium.
They don't make Brussels sprouts into this, do they?
I hope not.
God,
that would be a vegetable beer. This is a fruit lambic.
Ah, there's a difference.
So,
seeds.
Spontaneous fermentation is when you allow your beer to be exposed to the air. A couple breweries in the United States that are doing this are Allagash on the East Coast. Out here we have Highland Park Brewery is doing it. And Phantom Carriage just got a coolship too. And that's where Ryan and I got engaged, Phantom Carriage.
You guys got engaged on the Millennium Falcon? That's awesome.
So we will see what spontaneously fermented beers the local brewers come up with, which are going to be vastly different from this because, again, the water in California and the bacteria we have in the air is so different. What?
You gonna finish that?
Yeah, I am.
Okay, fine.
This is memories of my honeymoon right here.
Enjoy that.
So next up is a gueuze, which starts life as a lambic.
Oh!
And then gets blended with a bunch of different lambics.
Wow.
And then becomes a gueuze.
Oh.
So what that means is, lambics are, spontaneously fermenting with whatever's in the air.
That's the universal sign for spontaneously lambasted.
And then they're put into barrels. And then the 1-year-old, the 2-year-old, and the 3-year-old barrels are kept separate. And then they're mixed to attain a particular flavor and profile. And of course, they're going to be different year to year depending on what was in the air on the day that this was put in. So they develop a consistent product because the brewer has that palate that determines it, but it won't necessarily ever be exactly the same because they don't brew to a recipe. You can't. Mother Nature is your ingredient.
Yeah, Mother Nature says, hell no, bitch.
So a gueuze is carbonated, unlike the fruit lambic that we had, and it doesn't have fruit in it like a fruit lambic does.
And it's not bloody.
Yeah, it's a little hazier because we got a little bit of the yeast that was at the bottom in there. It's more yellow because it doesn't have fruit in it like the fruit lambic did.
Okay.
Which we drank all of, so we can't compare.
Well, I'm not going to complain. I'm just going to drink.
Oh, goddamn. So, the longer this sits, the more acidic and horsey it'll get.
Oh,
just like the last one.
This whole horse is in my mouth.
Yeah. That horsey barnyard funkiness is a desirable effect in this beer.
Give me all that horse barnyard funkiness in my mouth.
Have you ever had a gueuze?
No, but this is good.
If you are in a place that actually has a gueuze on the menu, treat yourself to it because they're not super available here in the U.S. especially.
Super.
Not super. I mean, they're not very popular.
No.
They're just not well known. There is one bar that we've been to in the San Fernando Valley called Boneyard Bistro. It's a barbecue joint.
Hashtag not an ad.
Not an ad, but Eric and I used to hang out there a lot.
It's very good.
And they have beers from all over the world. And before I knew anything about beer, I just knew I liked sour beers. And they're like, have you had a gueuze? And I was like, what's that?
Oh my goodness, this is delicious.
Mm-hmm.
I want more of it. But looks like we drank the whole bottle.
Okay, so thankfully, even though this is directly from Belgium, we bought it here in the U.S. This was not a bottle we brought home with us, so we can get more of it very easily, though not particularly cheaply.
Man, better save your euros.
Got to save those ducats, all that YouTube money. So today we had some Belgian Sours.
Yes, and they were delish.
They were. So each one of them starts life as a lambic, but then one becomes a fruit lambic and one becomes a gueuze.
Mm-hmm.
And they are both wonderfully delicious.
Like Fruity Pebbles.
Yeah, except better because there's alcohol.
And liquid. Pebbles aren't liquid.
So which one did you like the best?
I liked the both.
I liked the both too.
It was good.
Yeah, so this one actually came home with us from Belgium. A little bit more difficult to find in the U.S. Could be $500 wherever your beers are sold.
$500 or €6, depending on where you're at.
I mean, if you're in Belgium, it's probably €6. The Timmermans is exported to the United States, so that one is more readily available, hopefully where you live, if that is the U.S. If where you live is Belgium,
we're jealous.
Yep. And we will come visit you on our Beerocrats World Tour one day.
World Tour.
Find us on the YouTubes.
Yes, that's where we're at. That's where you're probably watching this.
Or on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook as
@Beerocrats TV.
Or you can just look for Eric.
Yeah, I'm on Twitter @LordFons with 2 Z's and Instagram, Eric with a K _Fontanez. That's my name for realsies.
I'm P-Font.
On all platforms.
Everywhere.
So now that you know where we're at on social media, follow us there. And we'll see you next time on the Beerocracy. Cheers.
Cheers.
Hey, Beerocrats. Need more bureaucracy in your life? Here are 2 more videos you should watch.